All right, everyone. Welcome to this full moon Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Thursday, March 1st, 2018. All right, so the full moon in Leo. If you were expecting me to say Virgo, then be sure to check out the link down below. We're using the actual size of the constellations, which does change the signs from mainstream astrology. All right, so full moon in Leo is about integrating the Leo qualities, the qualities of essentially the things that we're proud of in life, our creations in life, the things that put a smile on our face, and now doing this sort of status check with where we can bring in some more of perhaps this passion, self-expression, and creativity with the full moon in Leo. So the full moon does have a trine up to Saturn and an opposition up to Neptune, so maybe some balance with this full moon, as usually full moons are, but with this maybe balancing our ideals, our dreams. It's a bit of a dreamy energy to this full moon, but it's also quite grounded in the sense that Saturn is giving us a sense of long-term perspective, maybe a bit of discipline, patience, persistence, these types of qualities helping ground the full moon as well. All right, so we do have some important aspects, quite a few aspects taking place these surrounding days on Thursday. So let's look at the full moon along with some of these other aspects here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the chart for this full moon. Will be taking place at 19:09 or 7:09 p.m. Eastern time of the Americas. So, yep, full moon in Leo, very well set in the constellation. This is now the time of collectively integrating these Leo qualities. So Leo the lion, right? If you look at a lion, it's all about that pride, right? It's all about that sense of self in terms of what we're proud of. So doing the status check now collectively, what are the things that you're proud of? How can you integrate a bit of this healthy sense of pride? And the healthy pride here is with Leo still connecting to our giving nature, right? Our giving nature, which is what Aquarius symbolizes, which is the balancing part of Leo, the balancing point. And this is where we've had the fast moving planets. And of course, the sun is still here and the sun does rule Leo, emphasizing the importance of this. So while it's a time of becoming aware of what gives us passion, what gives us joy, what is our self-expression, which is very self-oriented, right? With Leo, it's balancing that with where can we give and contribute? Where can we be a part of things larger than ourselves, right? So good to find that balance with this. But nonetheless, status check. How is our self-expression at this time? Our creativity, our passion, our playfulness, our giving nature, and perhaps bringing in some of these qualities into our life. So, yep, status check. If there's been anything over the past 6 months, you can also reflect on in terms of what you've been developing, involving your self-expression, involving your creativity, involving what you enjoy in life, what you find fun, right? Very good time to perhaps do a status check with that and do a shift. There will likely be some insights during this full moon collectively for all of us. And through this insight, we will be pivoting and shifting into a new direction, as all full moons do indicate. So, yep, status check, shift of direction through this awareness of, again, cultivating these qualities of Leo. So let's look at some of the aspects associated with it. We do have this opposition up to Neptune. As we approach the weekend, the sun is going to be getting closer to that Neptune. So there's this dreamy quality to this full moon. And as all full moons, like I was saying, the importance of balance. And in this case with Neptune, balancing the ideals, usually with Neptune. There's likely this wanting to go to an extreme on some level with wanting to hide away perhaps through ideals, through fantasies, or maybe other means of escape or something like that. It's just a collective sort of indication. So observing this within ourselves and really being grounded in the present moment is what Neptune is helping us cultivate, right? Recognizing dreams as dreams and ideals as ideals. There's nothing wrong with having them, but recognizing them as such, which is typically the mind creating some sort of image or something tangible that it can hold on to. But of course, it's still a dream, right? It's still an ideal. So recognizing them as such, staying grounded in the present moment, I think is fantastic with this full moon. That's going to help balance out what I think is this, again, self-expression with the giving nature and contributing nature. All right, so that's the opposition there in terms of the trine to Saturn. Saturn is giving some support to this full moon, which means there is likely this grounded energy of discipline with this. Really good qualities to implement discipline, patience, persistence, and most fundamentally with Saturn, responsibility, right? Anything that does require responsibility can be great to integrate at this time. All right, so that's the full moon in a nutshell. We do have some other important things taking place here around this Thursday. As you can see, there are a lot of aspects taking place this part of the week. But let's go ahead and break it down. Essentially, on the full moon day on Thursday, Venus is going to be trining up to Jupiter. So this is quite nice for the relationship sector and also the material sector in terms of enjoying things in life. So with this, we could be enjoying relationships. I think we're open-minded about relationships around Thursday. We could be discussing bigger picture things like philosophy, astrology, more expansive stuff with our relationships, maybe enjoying a bit of adventurousness with relationships. But there is this open-mindedness and free-spiritedness that really supports our one-to-one connections on Thursday. Now, in terms of the material realm, this could be opportunities with resources, finances, these types of things, depending on your personal chart, certainly possible, but collectively just enjoying the things that we do have in our life, that Earth provides, that we can be grateful for, and relaxing into that and enjoying that, I think is certainly available. All right, so Mercury has quite a few aspects. Mercury is going to be squaring up to Mars as we approach Thursday on Wednesday in particular, and sextiling up to Pluto. So with this, there could be a bit of clash with maybe the communication, where we could be maybe very assertive with our communication, very direct, and even very powerful with that Pluto. But bringing some extra attention to the communication to, again, practice non-attachment, right? With Mars and Pluto involved, our egos can be quite strong. Our desires, our personal needs. Again, this is probably what we're thinking about with Mercury, or what we could be communicating with Mercury. So practicing non-attachment to what we want, right? And consideration, focusing on others' needs if it's relationship related, but just bringing that extra attention to self so that everything is nice and balanced with that assertiveness, which is definitely there and definitely can be utilized in healthy and constructive ways here. All right, and then after the full moon, once we get to Friday, that Mercury then trines up to Jupiter. So it's definitely this shift. Or maybe there's more blockage, maybe there's more of that restriction with the communication. Again, those personal needs being strong. Practicing non-attachment helps it free up, but especially when we get to Friday, it's just easy to do that. Mercury trining Jupiter is a very easy to work with aspect. It's where we do have that open-mindedness, like we do on Thursday with relationships, but definitely with our minds, right? This is where the practical mind Mercury meets with the creative, expansive mind of Jupiter. Seeing the big picture, maybe there's some ideas, some insights coming in. We're seeing potentials, and because we're open-minded, maybe there's some opportunities. Again, great for discussing philosophy, seeing the big picture of our life. There can be clarity about our life path, bringing in some adventure into our routine, these types of things. All right, so that is the full moon report. Full moon on Thursday, 1909 Eastern Time. Full moon of integrating the qualities of Leo, self-expression, creativity, and cultivating the things that we're proud of, right? Cultivating the sense of self, what we enjoy, what we're passionate about, but then balancing that with our groups, our communities, things that are larger than ourselves, other. How can we give and contribute ourselves? How can we express ourselves in such a way that it matches what the world needs, what others need, right? In that contributing nature. All right, so have a fantastic full moon, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon for the weekend forecast.